What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. More Leaf talk, more trade rumors, lots of stuff to unpack. I'm just kind of catching up on some of the rumors and fun stuff that have been going on with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Lots of content is on the way for you guys, so make sure to subscribe. I've been thinking about doing a live show almost every single day talking about the Maple Leafs to interact with you guys as well. So it'll be like some trade rumor talk, same set like this, just whatever, just chatting about the Leafs. So that way we can have, conversations right away, so you guys can comment and I can reply right back. If you disagree with me, I can give you feedback and we can have healthy conversations. So make sure to like and subscribe to show me if you would like to do something like that, and comment whatever you want to do. But yeah, I would really appreciate if you did do that, but let's get right into it. So we've been hearing a ton about the Maple Leafs wanting to upgrade. It's no secret that the Leafs are one of the teams that should be a buyer in a year where there's not going to be a ton of buyers because of the situation that's going on in the world right now. That's not to say that the Leafs are going to be the only buyer. There's going to be teams that are going to be interested in some players and, able to make those deals. But the Toronto Maple Leafs have been rumored to be in on almost everybody. And in past years, we can believe that Leaf fans made up a lot of that talk. But this year, it's been reported by a lot of guys in the industry that have broken a ton of trades before. So we'll have to see. But this was from 31 Thoughts a few days ago. This is just something that I wanted to bring up just to clarify what I mean by, buying and kind of going all in and being in on a lot of guys. So as you can see there in point 4, after Thursday, so obviously this is a few days. This is from like last week. Toronto has 5 games in 14 days. It would not be a stunner if the Maple Leafs tried to make their move during this time to minimize quarantine on any player coming from the U.S. In the last week, Toronto's been rumored to be in on half the league, from Mattias Ekholm, who is a defenseman, Philip Forsberg, and Michael Granlund, who are forwards, to Eric Stahl, who is also a forward, and Mark Stahl, who is a defenseman. We will see what GM Kyle Dubas decides to do. Now, I'm going to be talking about a couple defensemen in this video. I just wanted to bring this up first. I've talked about Forsberg a little bit, and I'm sure I'm going to talk more about him. I have a video about Eric Stahl that I want to make. Mark Stahl, I really hope the Leafs aren't interested. No disrespect. I just wouldn't want him to be on the Leafs' radar. He's not that great. In my opinion, I don't think that he'd be a fit for the Toronto Maple Leafs unless he was just pure depth sitting on the taxi squad as a guy that if we needed him to come in. But I think the Leafs probably have better options than that. But I want to highlight Ekholm and Savard here, because I do believe that it makes a lot of sense for the Leafs to get more depth on the blue line, and good depth. By that, I mean guys that can play top 4 minutes and slide everybody else down pretty much. Or if you have to, just play them in, better situations. If there's a game where you need to lock down a lead, you play one guy. If there's a game where you want to score a goal, you play this guy. That's what I want the Leafs to be able to do. And I think that is probably what any Leaf fan would want. I've seen it everywhere. Pretty much people are talking about that, but because I think it's kind of common sense. So Mattias Ekholm, obviously we can see right here, 6'4", 30 years old, 215 pounds, 10-year pro, 4 goals, 6 assists in 21 games. The guy plays a lot of minutes, 22 minutes per game on average. And I believe, I'm not positive, but I believe the number underneath could be his season high in minutes, which was 26 minutes, which, getting another horse like that would be absolutely incredible. Now we go over here, and this is probably what everybody's waiting for. The 3.75 cap hit, and that's for this season and next. So of course that would have an impact on how much you have to give up in a trade, and it would also have an impact on the expansion draft next year. But I've talked about it. You can worry about that now, and you probably should, but the expansion draft is something that you should worry about after trying to win a Stanley Cup. And the Toronto Maple Leafs are clearly trying to win the Stanley Cup, just like any other team that's going into the playoffs this year. Hopefully, you never know what could happen. But $3.75 million here. Now, if you do make a trade here and you get him, clearly he logs a lot of minutes. He has a pretty decent cap hit. He's got another year left on his contract. But making them eat salary would include, you'd have to include more in that package, because they would be eating some of the money. But that cap hit can be, pretty low if you're able to get them to eat some money, or you can involve a third team, which is a big possibility. The Leafs did it with Robin Lehner, or Lehner, however you pronounce it, but I think it's Robin Lehner, with when I almost said Nashville Predators, when the Vegas Golden Knights acquired him, I believe from the Chicago Blackhawks, if I'm not mistaken. The Leafs were like a middleman, and I believe they saved them some money. It was like almost $1 million maybe, or maybe it was a couple $100,000, but regardless, it was a 3-team kind of transaction there. The rumored asking price for Mattias Ekholm is a first-round pick and a couple prospects, which apparently the Toronto Maple Leafs are not afraid to move prospects and top prospects, as Kyle Dubas just clearly said yes when he was asked that question. But I think that it might take a little bit more than the Muzzin package for Ekholm. I think that he is the better defenseman. I don't want people to come after me, but you could have both if you're the Toronto Maple Leafs. But I do believe that with the minutes he logs, with the defensive capabilities that he has, the money situation, I think that this is a guy that you do pay a premium for, but I wouldn't be paying out the nose for him just because the Leafs do have to, again, I did say don't worry about it, but they do have to worry a little bit about the expansion draft because they could lose somebody, or maybe it's a money in, money out trade and they have to trade a defenseman. It could be a Travis Dermott involved in the package, or maybe they're able to trade Kerfoot in the deal, and then it makes the money situation kind of help the situation in terms of the expansion draft, which I will get to in another video. But there's a bunch of different ways to look at it, and I've said it before. Brandon Pridham is a wizard. Kyle Dubas is a wizard, so they'll be able to figure it out. But Ekholm just makes a lot of sense. I think a lot of people would agree. This guy is a guy that any team would want to have, especially going into a playoff run. Now, the next guy is a guy that a lot of people are talking about. I know my friend Downtown Sports, make sure to go subscribe to him. He's been a guy who's talked about him. I've talked about this guy since last year. I thought that the Leafs might have had a chance to acquire him last year, but of course they didn't. This is David Savard. So we will go over to his page here first. 6'2", 233 pounds. 30 years old. Now, I like the way that my friend Downtown Sports explains the Savard move. He's basically a better version of Bogosian. So, he hits, he's physical, he's a pretty good two-way defenseman. He just plays his position well, but Savard logs more minutes against tougher competition. So you'd be getting a better version of Bogosian. Obviously, you'd have to pay pretty well in a trade to get him. I don't think crazy, like a second-round pick and like a, not a great prospect, but a decent one would probably make that trade go through. They would definitely have to be eating salary in a trade like this because his cap hit is quite high, but he would be purely a rental, 5 points in 29 games played. As you can see here, he's in the last year of his contract. So if you can make this a 3-team deal, or if you can get Columbus to eat half of that, you could figure out a way to make this trade work. And again, maybe it is a trade where a little bit of not a roster player, but maybe a roster player going the other way just to clear out a little bit of that money as well. But you're still going to need them to eat this money, or you're going to need a third team, which you're going to have to pay, like I said, a little bit more to make sure that you ensure that this deal would go through and that you would have enough money to spend on other areas of your team if you really wanted to. So again, I do want to go over to some of his numbers again. So I'm going to be comparing him a little bit here with Bogosian because I want you guys to look at the last year here. It's highlighted in yellow. This is Savard right now. He averages 19 minutes a game, so he is playing quite a bit. He's blocked 63 shots. He has 68 hits this year. So these are all pretty good numbers for 29 games played. Like I said, logging minutes, hitting a lot, blocking a lot of shots. Now, Bogosian, on the other hand, who's been really, really good for the $1 million that Dubas spent, has been playing an average of 14 minutes. He has 21 blocked shots and 47 hits. So the hit category still doing pretty well. He is playing less minutes, so Savard does have a chance to have more than him. But the block shots is a pretty significant separation here. It's like 40 or 42 or 43, something like that. But like this is the reason why I really like the comparison of saying that he's basically a better version of Bogosian, is because he hits more, he blocks more shots, he plays more minutes. He's probably just a good fit for the Toronto Maple Leafs if they want to have a deep playoff run, if they want to play better situationally when it comes to protecting a lead, because you can put him out there in situations with a TJ Brody where you're trying to protect the lead, or if you want him to play with Muzzin, like whatever. You can figure out ways to get your defensive style defenseman to play in the tougher minutes, to play in the more difficult times. And you'll have more options. Like if the Leafs are killing a penalty and Jake Muzzin takes the penalty, well, you still have, you still have Brody to go out there. You have Savard to go out there. Or if you get Ekholm, you can have Ekholm in those situations. He can go in all of these different situations. These two guys are just perfect fits for any team that wants to go deep into the playoffs. They're perfect for a team that needs more defense and a little bit of offense, not a lot, but just pure defense. So let me know what you guys think about these moves. Again, if the Leafs do get these guys, you are going to have to pay a little bit more, obviously, for Ekholm. He's going to cost you a little bit. Savard, you could probably have him for the right price. You just have to figure out the cap situation there. So if you guys are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Lots of Leaf content on the way. Again, let me know what you guys think about the Leafs like live style rumor show that I'd be doing. Not every day, but almost every day. But yeah, I appreciate it. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.